Hello, beautiful viewers. Welcome to another exciting podcast. As usual, I'm Miriam, and I am here with my wonderful expertise on importation and exportation. So, Mr.
IYALLA.
And we have
Mr. DODO. Telephone.
Mr. DODO.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You all have heard their beautiful and wonderful names. So today we want to talk about importation and exportation. My business people, I know most of you, when you hear the word importation, a lot of things come into your mind. When you hear the word exportation, a lot of things come into your mind. So today we want to break down everything that has to do with importation and exportation, the risks, the criteria. Before you even start thinking of importing goods, you need to hear from our wonderful guest today. So I'll start with you, sir. Mr. Dodo, just in a layman English, what's importation in a layman English?
The process of carrying your goods from another country into Nigeria is importation.
Okay, so when I don't hear now, let me switch. When I don't hear, you say the means of it is carrying your goods from one country to another one. Like we where they share border with Cameroon. So if you carry goods from Econ to Cameroon, that's importation.
You have exported, so long as you are living in Nigeria.
Yeah. So everything it means. Switching back. So Mr. Ifalibo,
Yeah.
what do you understand by exportation? Simple layman English. No speak big grammar today.
So I'm known for speaking grammar.
Yes.
All right. So just taking off from what our guest has said, it's moving goods out of the country.
Okay. So if I move banana from Port Harcourt to Bayelsa, is that exportation?
No, because it's still within
Nigeria.
Yeah. So import and export deals with boundary.
Has to
Nation's boundary. Yes.
So my people, all of now they do shipping. You go ship from Bayelsa, go Port Harcourt. That's not exportation though. So it's only when you change from one country to another that's exportation. All right, guys. So what are some of the most significant challenges business faces when importing goods or exporting goods? I'd like to start with you, Mr. Dodo.
For me, the basic challenge is forex. Accessing the currency. The way Nigeria is now, the dollar and the pounds are somewhere else. So a lot of people find it difficult to access or get those amounts because it's quite high.
Okay. So, Mr. Ifalibo, what do you have to say?
You've it's like you read my mind, but then obviously that's one of the major factor in FX. I think another factor that seriously affects the import and export business is trust.
Trust.
Because in the process of import and export, as a business person, you may not lead the cargo through the process, right? So you have someone at the other receiving end. What if the person does not receive your shipment correctly and either dispose it of how you've assigned it? So that's another factor, trust of business relationship.
I also think language barrier. Does it affect?
It's not really a big challenge.
So much
Yeah, but these two are the basic for me.
Okay.
Trust and these funds.
Okay, so if someone is importing goods from Nigeria to China, that
Exporting.
means exporting goods from Nigeria to China, it simply means the person has to change the currency to China currency or what?
Well, exporting is not as difficult as importing.
It's true.
Okay.
Importing, you need to pay the money.
Before the goods
Exporting, the person is going to pay you, depending on the agreement you have.
So in importing, are we
In
changing?
exporting,
In exporting.
yes.
Okay.
You don't need to change because it's that person paying you.
Okay, in a situation whereby you're importing,
Yeah, importing, you have to pay the goods. You have to pay for the goods. That's where the access of the funds comes into play.
so that's the question I'm asking. If you're exporting it, are you changing the currency to the country's currency you're importing it to?
Definitely. Because it depends also on the agreement anyway.
Yeah.
But mostly they don't accept Naira.
Yeah.
Mostly. Even when the Nigerian government had an agreement with China that we should be paying goods in Naira on doing business in Yuan, it didn't really take it didn't really take effect.
Yeah. Because international trades
Yes.
are carried out in one general currency, which is the
The
US
USD.
dollar. That's how powerful they've made the
USD,
currency
yes.
to be. You understand? So you have to change the USD as a central means of transaction. The receiver, depending on his country, would now exchange from USD to
his
his
own.
local currency. So USD is the big
standard.
thing. FX is the big thing. Yeah.
The standard of.
All right, this boils down to another of my questions. My people, I know some of you are always hearing clearing and forwarding. What are they clearing? What are they forwarding? So please, we would like you to explain to us what's clearing and forwarding.
Maybe you start or I'll start.
No, go ahead, sir.
You are here to educate.
Clearing is the process of I'm looking for a simple word to use. The steps in which you take to move your things from the port into the country, because the port is also a foreign country.
Yeah.
Until you clear it from that port before it can get into the country. So the process or the steps in which you take to move that cargo out of the port is clearing.
So
Forwarding is sending it out
of the port.
Yeah.
So it generally defines documentations involved with the customs and immigration guys. So all those processes to be sure that your imports or your exports is fully cleared without any encumbrances into the market. That's clearing and forwarding.
Except you want us to start breaking it down to the processes or the steps. That's why I didn't want to start calling the names.
That's quite a summary.
You can also
That's why I didn't want to call the steps.
little highlights on how this clearing and forwarding works.
Okay.
You can just throw small lights on
Okay.
it.
First and foremost, before you even import, you need to open a Form M.
Okay.
Okay.
What is a Form M? A Form M is a document issued by the government for you to apply that you are bringing in any cargo.
Okay.
When it is approved, that's when you are permitted to bring in any cargo. You are going by the books.
Yeah, I get it.
Anything coming to Nigeria or this country should have a Form M.
So that Form M contains the complete
details.
detail of your cargo.
For you to open a Form M, you need a pro forma invoice.
Okay.
That pro forma invoice says details, description, number of items, how they are packed, country of origin, country of supply,
Okay.
details of the shipper, details of the receiver.
Okay.
Then you also need your insurance certificate because you have to insure the goods. Then you also need a SON cap or a product certificate, a SON product certificate from an accredited SON agent. SON is Standard Organization of Nigeria.
Nigeria.
For them to ascertain that cargo is fit enough
To come.
to come into this country.
How are they able to evaluate the quality of? I'm now referring to
The
SON.
SON,
And
yeah.
how are they able to evaluate the grade and quality of the shipment, and then has to give you clearance, since they are not the one bringing it in?
Before your supplier or your manufacturer is ready to send any cargo to Nigeria,
Is SON certified?
some have to go to that factory and certify.
Okay.
So he has to have a certification from SON. For instance, he's producing a laptop. They give him product certificate for laptop.
Okay.
Producing AC, they give him product certificate for AC after the inspection. A general one.
Which means that every manufacturer would almost have SON certification for all of the different countries they do
Yes.
export business with.
Yes.
That's a whole
Yes.
lot.
So some have offices all over the world.
Okay.
All over the world. And they have agents, certified agents that go and do that inspection for them, like Cotecna SGS,
Okay.
Bureau Veritas. But SGS has been blacklisted, so it's Cotecna now mostly. BV, rarely. Yeah. That's one. After then, when the goods are ready to come in, when your formula is approved and the goods are ready to come in, some will still go back there and inspect that your own. That one that is your own, the one you bought, or the one that is manufactured for you, and recertify it and give you a SON cap. That SON cap is what you use to attach your shipping documents for your cargo for you to be able to clear.
do these things really happen?
Yes.
Or it's some sort of money under the envelope and all of that?
No, it happen. They happen.
Okay.
These
They
are
happen.
like the mandatory processes.
Yes. Because when they give you that sunk up, it's coming in your name. Because the product certificate comes in the manufacturer's name. Because he just gave you a product certificate, you might change your mind not to buy again.
Okay.
So when you have paid him, they've manufactured it. The son will go back there and re-inspect it and give you a sun cap.
And all of these services of inspection involves
Definitely.
money.
It used to be.
It is no longer.
It used to be $600.
Wow.
How much?
It used to be $600.
Okay.
$300 for product certificate, $300.
Regardless of the
Some
full volume of your shipment.
Yes. Before now. But now they have changed it. It depends on the quantity of items or the different items.
And that's a more logical way to do it.
That's what happens now.
So my question wanted to come in. Let's say I have a friend who stays in the States, for example, and I'm interested with importing Nigerian vehicles, for example. Those kind of salvage.
Used vehicles?
Yes, used vehicles, salvage vehicles, accidented vehicles, and all of that. Do they need a SON certification to bring in such shipment?
Any used item doesn't need a sun cap, so long as it's used.
Okay.
You need to go to the National Environmental Standards and Regulatory Authority, NESRA, to issue your certification or a clearance for you to bring it in.
Oh, you see, this is an enlightening moment. I never even knew NESRA is involved with shipment. And I know NESRA used to be involved with just environmental and all of that. I never knew they had a...
We have to give you a clearance
Okay.
to be able to import those items.
So you've talked about from M.
Sun cap now. When your sun cap is issued, by then you have your bill of lading,
Okay.
your commercial invoice, your packet list, your certificate of origin, and your sun cap are all ready. Assuming it is a machine. If it's chemical, it's a different thing. It's NAFDAC involved, so that's NAFDAC.
Okay.
NAFDAC too will have to do that certification.
Okay.
Right. When those things are ready, you send the shipper sends it. It's supposed to go to your bank.
Okay.
Then your bank will send it to custom, the whole documents.
Yeah.
Custom will give you a pre-arrival assessment report, PAR, which will ascertain the duty you are paying. Because from your Form M you filled,
Yeah.
you already have the HS codes or the tariff
Rate for that.
for those shipments or for that cargo. PAR is issued, then you come and assess, generate an SGD, which is single goods declaration. Go and pay your duty, the assessment notice, and go for physical examination if it falls under physical examination. If it goes to scanning, you go to scanning. Then they clear it from there, and then they release your cargo. Then you go to the gate and load your cargo, and it's off to your warehouse.
You know those kind of shipment that involves used clothes items. You know, some shipping container has a mixture of different things. So how are they able to, you know?
That's why physical examination comes into play.
Oh, okay.
They'll bring out. It's supposed to be 100%.
Supposed to, but they do
But
like.
because Nigeria, we don't have facilities. If they bring those things out 100%, they can't load them back. They don't have facilities. So they'll bring out maybe like 3/4 to an extent so that you can at least see the end of the container and say, okay, this thing is there, this thing is there, this thing is there. Standardly, it is wrong.
Which would now give a caveat for importation of illegal items and all of that.
Yeah. But lately, they are trying. With this scanning now, the scanners they brought, they can scan and see different things.
Okay.
Yes. But it's not still very
Yeah,
good
it's
anyway.
not still. Yeah. But it's a better improvement.
Yeah.
Okay, my viewers, you've heard the whole explanation. This explanation was from the question I asked, how does clearing and forwarding works? So we've heard cargo. He has mentioned cargo. Mr. Ipalibo has also said cargo. Please, what is cargo? We've been hearing the word cargo. What is cargo? Mr. Ipalibo.
Okay, so in this session we want to be as simple with
As plain.
yeah. So cargo is when you're relocating, and then you get a van to pack your stuffs. That's a cargo.
That is cargo.
You understand? So it's in the logistics environment. It refers to the vehicular combination of all of your packages into one unit, and that's why you have shipping cargoes, airline cargoes. These are vehicles that hauls stuffs.
Okay, Mr. Dodo, you agree with him?
Yeah, I agree with him. Yes,
Okay.
but cargo does not even require you coming by air or sea. Cargo is cargo. Anything you are trying to move from one place to the other is cargo. You can move a phone, you can move chairs, you can move AC, you can even move this house if you have the if you want. Yes.
Okay, so Nigerians are wrong when we say old cargo. You call someone an old cargo. The statement.
Old cargo in that aspect.
It's a wrecked vehicle.
Yes.
Is that let anybody call you? Okay, so following the increase in the price of goods, can you tell us a little about the tariff and the trade policy on how it has affected the business?
Tariff. I mentioned something like tariff from the beginning when I was doing Form M.
Yes.
Tariff rate is different from tariff.
Okay.
Tariff is okay. These are AC, phone, loudspeaker. All of them will have a 20%, or they have a uniform tariff. For instance, let's say chapter 85, 50, chapter 30, 50, like that. Those are tariffs. We call them HS codes.
Okay.
Homogeneous system of coding. What is homogeneous system of coding? I don't know if you've heard about, you go to another country, they'll tell you, your detail is 50%. How did they know that? Because there's a HS code, which is a tariff rating.
Okay.
Tariff rating. But if you go to tariff rate, for instance, shares can be 20%. Shares can also be 10%
Of the value of the item.
of the item.
Okay.
AC is 20%.
Okay. Cars, I believe they say was the higher.
Cars
Are the highest?
are 20%,
Oh,
with
okay.
20% levy if they are luxurious cars, if they are those jeeps,
Okay.
with 20% levy. So if you are buying a jeep now, you're paying 40% duty rate.
Wow.
That's almost
40%.
half the value of what you got.
As in-
40% with VAT, 7.5% VAT.
That's that's
And the VAT is on everything plus the cost of the item.
Wow.
okay. Everything plus the cost of the
Yes,
item.
because duty involves duty, surcharge, which is 7% of the duty, 1% of the cost of the goods, 0.5% of the cost, insurance and freight, VAT, duty, CIF, CISS.
That's a whole lot.
Yes.
And this is the reason why imported items are, the prices are out of the roof.
That is, why are they doing that? They are
To
doing it to
discourage-
discourage people from bringing things in.
But then you can't discourage people bringing in when there is no local.
That's the problem. Even the local ones are not standardized. For instance, you buy a car in Nigeria here, a brand new car, and you go to US and buy another car. The same thing. I'm bringing them. They are two different things. Entirely.
Okay.
They are not the same.
No, I beg to differ in that
No.
area.
If you buy the one that is sold here, maybe the one they made for Nigeria,
Okay.
and you go to US and buy a car, the same thing that is made there.
So
For there.
what may be different?
Because our standards.
Okay.
Now we're coming back to that standard stuff that you talked about. We're coming back to it. That's why you buy a car part that is supposed to last you at least 1 year. It will just be 2 months.
That's because our brothers have.
Working on it.
Yeah.
And they are doing something across there. That's why I use that, because my friend just bought one Toyota here and brought another one from the US.
Now, when you say he bought the Toyota here, you're saying it was assembled here.
No, not assembled. Bought in a Toyota factory, in a Toyota sales shop here.
Okay, like
For Nigeria use.
CFA.
Yes, all those
those
Elizade.
outlets. Okay.
Yes. And he brought it all from the US. They are two different things. If you drive them, you know that yes, this one is not it.
What would have given birth to such variation of quality?
Because our own people will do less quality. They will go and tell them do less quality. Less quality.
Okay. So
Even this your shirt, if you go to the US and buy it, and go to Aba and buy it, or go to somewhere else, they are two different things. The same thing. You see them in face.
I used to think that substandard and then imitations used to be in smaller items like phones and smaller items. I never knew up to the extent of even vehicles.
Everywhere. It's bad for this country. I just hope we'll get to a stage where things will just be standardized.
That also means that the regulatory authorities that actually certify, the quality. You mentioned SON.
Yes.
It means they're not doing a very good job if that's the case.
Well, if in a Nigerian factory, you should know that.
Oh, okay.
In Nigeria,
not things like vehicles. Yeah, no, not to digress. But not to things like vehicles that run into hundreds, tens of millions.
That is why you see most people prefer to even buy Tokumbo. Most people prefer to even buy Tokumbo.
Because they are sure.
Yes, at least it's the quality is something else. Go to just ordinary Dubai here. Just go to Dubai and buy a tire there. And go and buy a tire in Nigeria. They are two different. Just carry it, you will know the difference.
Well, I wouldn't argue. You're already into the business.
If you go to the port, you see yourself. You see it.
Yeah, true.
It's unfortunate that it's happening in this country, but I pray time will fix it.
That's a prayer.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk a bit about the currency fluctuations and exchange rates the rising and falling. I know some business people, I heard some of them are happy when there's an increase, when the dollars rise.
No,
they make more money.
They are not supposed to be happy because it has a long run effect.
Okay.
We'll talk about it more.
Does the dollar have a positive or negative impact on importation and exportation? The rise and fall of dollars.
The impact of dollar actually doesn't rise. Dollar is fixed, right? 1 unit of $1 is 1 unit every time, right? What changes, what fluctuates is the local currency, right? So the impact on product and services is dependent on the exchange ratio between the local currency and the commercial currency, which is the US dollar.
Okay, so Mr. Dodo.
The fluctuation definitely affects the cost.
Certainly.
Because in our own society, as long as something is up, it doesn't come down. It can never come down again.
True.
That's the problem. So it's affecting us cost-wise. The cost of everything definitely goes up.
And sorry, let me come in as regards the other part you were saying. Some businesses are happy when the exchange rate that can be true if you're not residing in the country that the local currency is being used, because increase in dollar price would subsequently increase the cost of goods and services in the country, right? So let's say I exchange dollar at when it was 300, fuel price was around 2 something as at that time. The things you could buy with $1 in Naira equivalent, which was around 300 or 400, and it's not the same price now that the exchange rate has gone as high as 1,006. You will see that price and service would also increase with the increase in the dollar rate. So you could be earning more monetarily, numerically, right? But the purchasing power dies with inflation as the dollar increases. So if you look at it, that's why I said it depends on how you look at it on a long run, because it's the same thing.
Okay, so
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I know most of you viewers, you've been hearing the word impoundment. You hear my good was impounded, all those. Please, people should help us. We that have no idea on the word impoundment, or you have an idea, but
not a very fine one.
Not a very defined one. So, Mr. Dodo, can you please help me?
Impoundment is like taking custody of your items or your cargo. If, for instance, you contravene or you bring in something that is not supposed to come.
Okay, like contraband?
Yes. Government or those government agencies take custody of that thing, pending whether you clarify it or it's outright taking over. That's impoundment.
Well, I completely agree. I also want to ask, could empowerment be born out of the fact that you don't meet up regulatory levies and fees?
Levies, no. If it's levies, it cannot be impounded for levies. They can just detain you for you to go and pay up.
Okay.
But impoundment, no, it's completely outright. It means you brought in really bad stuff. Yes.
When you violate the custom
Yes.
rules.
So bad stuff as in the grade of the product, or bad stuff as in a blacklisted product?
Blacklisted item too.
Okay.
Low grade too can come in because drugs, NAFDAC,
Okay.
can also impound.
So
if
where?
you are substandard. So even some can impound if they are substandard.
Oh, really? So how do we get substandard products into the country?
We're still coming back to the Nigerian factor we are talking about, that we talked about.
Because if these machineries that have been put in place
Yes.
are active, then
We're not supposed to have any issues, yes. But it doesn't work. If you play your game well, or if you do what you need to do well, your things will just move in, and that's what a lot of things are just all over the place.
I remember when one time I wanted to buy a soundproof door. We went to the outlet, and there's a popular brand. I think it's
German.
Yeah,
Vironi.
Vironi, yeah. And after moving from one shop to the other, I got a particular shop. At the top, it's written Vironi. Somewhere beside it, it's written the shop,
name.
the importer's name. It's one Eastern name, though.
Maybe you find it.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm like,
How did this happen?
how did this happen? And then the guy was trying to explain that actually you could get your product customized and all of that. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Maybe he had a deal with
so
the
they made it for
manufacturer.
him.
They made it for him. But then when I personally lifted both doors, and I'm like, oh, I see what is happening. The price is lower, right, than the standard Vironi door. And I'm like, okay, I understand this. Perhaps creating market opportunity for those who are not able to afford
Those
the
main
AVR
one, yes.
and then get it. So yeah, I think that's where it comes in.
But if, sorry to cut you
No,
short.
go ahead,
But
sir.
if you make it clear, tell me this is that, I understand it. I'll take it clearly.
You make a choice.
But don't
right?
tell me this is it,
It's Vironi.
and then it's not. It's because you looked well. If not, you
That
wouldn't
I
have
was able
noticed
to
it.
see it,
Yes.
right?
You would have noticed it.
It's called marketing strategy.
If presented in a bad light.
It's not it.
Because there could still be people who don't want to customize the name, but go for a reduced quality. And you still see it's still the same
That same
Vironi,
Vironi.
but then it's not
This guy just maybe you were just observant.
to see it.
You were
Right?
just observant. If not, you would have hey, is this now the thing be this, now the thing be this.
After all, the name is printed
Yes,
on
now
top.
look at it there now, Vironi. Bam, now the same amount. You chop you off because you notice maybe that's why they even told you it's cheaper.
It's cheap.
Okay, so this boils down to another of my questions. What bodies are responsible for impounding goods? I know it varies depending on the country and region. So, what bodies are
In Nigeria, customs,
in Nigeria? Okay.
customs, drugs agency,
NAFTA.
NAFDAC, and also SON. All these bodies can impound anytime.
So
No.
when
that's
these
fine.
goods are impounded, what happens to the goods?
First and foremost, they will move to the government warehouse, where customs will monitor them.
Sorry, is it not the same government warehouse that sometime in the news they said rice was lifted from the warehouse to be sold at lower rates?
Yes. All those rice are the ones that were impounded.
So why then sell it to the public?
They are not bad.
So why were they
Because
impounded?
They were outright banned then. They were contraband then.
Okay.
Rice wasn't supposed to come in.
Okay.
Then.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Those rice that came in did some stuff and their own moved. So if your own was not able to move, it will be in the government house.
Nigeria, my country.
So that's how they got those bags of rice.
Sorry to cut. I just thought of another. It's a question. You hear there are some fraudsters on social media. They will say custom vehicles, impounded vehicles at cheap price. Vehicles are not contraband. Are they?
They are not.
So, how come there are people selling custom vehicles that are impounded?
You didn't pay correct duty. You flew them through the road border. You brought them through the land border and you did not pay duty at the port, at the land border.
Okay.
Maybe you are supposed to pay duty of 10 million, you pay 2 million naira. And they did not regularize your papers there.
Okay.
When they catch you on the road, they Google your documents, it's not on the system, straight off seizure.
Okay. So that one, is it contraband? Sorry, is it
It's not contraband.
Now that one is not impoundment, that is detaining. I think you are trying to differentiate.
When it is taken away from there,
Yeah.
most times people don't go to the customs to go and try to recover.
Okay.
Because the value you're going to go and get is
Greater than
far.
Okay.
If you're supposed to pay 4 million naira, when it is impounded or when it's seized, when you get there, you might pay like 10 million naira or even more.
So they tend to forget.
Yeah, forget about it, yes.
So then it's legal for the customs to now sell it out.
Because they auction it. They auction it online.
Okay.
So all those people that are doing are just fraudsters.
Yeah.
Because now you don't go through anybody for auction.
Custom auctions.
You go online and bid. If you win, you just go and pick up.
They have a platform for that?
Yes.
Do you know what the website is?
No, I don't try because I don't deal with that. Because I don't want to get into those.
But then if you buy from them, is it a problem?
It's not a problem, but
Will they regularize it with
personal,
documentations and duties?
Okay. Yes. Okay. You go and pay they will give you the
correct
cost. No, they will give you cost. That time, no more duty matter.
Oh, you don't get
no
to
more.
pay.
They will just, once you paid that, once they sell it for you 10 million naira, it's finished. Everything is there.
Okay, the custom papers will now come alongside it.
Yes.
Then it's a good buy.
But
So
me,
why
I
are you scared of
don't.
it?
No. People have already cost the car already. A lot of people have
No,
cost the
they
cars.
contravene the law.
But it has cost the car already. So
No.
I don't
For
want to
those
get
who
used to it.
believe in such curses, I don't believe it. Because you from your explanation, you've explained that it's because they contravene, right? Illegal bringing into the country and all
and
of
you
that.
don't pay correct duty.
Yeah, so such costs cannot hold waters.
I don't.
Anyway, that's my opinion.
No, let it be.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
So how do authorities determine or identify these impounded goods?
Determine.
Or identify?
During physical examination, you bring out the item. Examination. When you get for examination, police, everybody will be there before the container will be open.
Police are also involved with this process?
Yes, police are also in the port.
What is their role?
Monitor too.
You see, that's why I say there's too many duplication of roles in this country.
They've been reduced.
But they've reduced.
They've reduced.
Or civil defense there before?
Everything is there. Everything was there.
Only the army that is not
Only Navy were there too.
Oh my God.
But so then what is the primary role of customs and immigration?
Customs.
If all these other forces are
Police to maintain law and order.
In a port,
Customs.
but they're involved in inspection.
Yes, of course.
And if you agree with me, these unnecessary add-ons, right?
Those at cost.
Those at cost. Because the police official, the Air Force official, or Navy official, as the case may be, would not want to come and keep law and order, and then at the end of the day, you don't grease the spam.
Something must follow.
Yeah, true.
Something must follow.
And the customers are the one
You
facing the
suffer
brunt
it,
of all
yes.
of all these things.
But now they've reduced. Now basically, customs, drugs, SSS.
That's DSS, right?
Yes, DSS.
What are they looking out for?
Who don't know? Who knows?
Importation of what?
Anything that is not right, anything that is going to be detrimental
for them
to
to
the
be
country.
there, does that mean the customs don't know what is right?
Well, customs job in the real sense.
It's just the paperwork.
This is technophone,
Okay.
black.
Okay.
What is on the document? Technophone, black.
You've got
That
clearance.
is their job.
Oh, okay.
They're supposed to pay duty 5%. You pay the duty 5%. That's
Okay,
the
so
end.
they're only concerned with the paperwork.
Yes. How much quantity? 1 million in the container is 1 million in the document. That is customs job.
Okay.
That is standardly customs job. Are you paying the right duty? Finish.
All right. So then these other forces now come in.
Check their own. Oh, these drugs will check if there are drugs in the container.
Okay.
SSL will check if there may be gun or anything in the container that is not supposed to be there. Sun will come and check if the standard is okay. If what is on your sun cap is what is there. NAFDAC will come and check if your chemical has all they ask them to put is there.
So now police now maintain law and order.
Very important, so that nobody will come and slap you or anything in the pot.
Indeed, your friend.
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
This is very.
Yeah.
It means there's police virtually everywhere.
Yeah. So when they open it and they find out what you are bringing in is substandard.
And you want to fight, police will now come.
Yeah, straight away now they will come and put you in their cell first.
Okay.
So I cool down before they will continue the matter.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, guys. So most times we hear business people say their containers sink or sank. So we want to know at the high sea. We want to know, is there insurance for that?
That is why when they are opening Form M, they have insurance. Because there's insurance cover for the cargo.
Okay.
Before now,
Redeemable insurance.
yes. Now there's no more anyhow insurance.
Okay.
No more. Insurance is online now. You upload it to the customs portal straight. It's not that you go to the backyard and do anything and come on.
Oluwole.
Yes.
That's how I heard.
Yeah, that's what
in
it was
Lagos.
called.
Oluwole.
Yes. No more. The insurance company are the one that will upload it to the portal straight.
Okay.
So if it's not legal, it's not legal. And they will use your pro forma invoice to do it.
Okay.
And the bank, before they approve the form and send to customs, send to CBN, they have to ascertain the value. It's what is on the pro forma invoice.
Okay. So guys, you've heard from Mr.
DODO.
So when the businessman tell you my container has sank, don't believe him 100% because there's supposed to be an insurance cover.
If there's no insurance, it means
He has lost.
there's something
Fishy around it.
about that shipment.
Because people use that excuse to do so many funny things in business.
To hijack some of this.
Hijack, falsify payment and all of that, delayed payment, or don't even pay for certain things.
Yes.
I've had to do a job one time and I didn't get payment in a very long time. It took almost 2 years for me to get payment. And all the owner of the company was saying, it was sang. I'm like, oh, okay. This is a predicament. He didn't control. I didn't control. Okay, let's bear the brunt of it. So understanding that there is a redeemable insurance, it's a good thing. You know why I use the word redeemable? Because there are some insurance that is just on paper, like the insurance in our cars. The one that
those third party.
those things are just, all right.
But there's comprehensive insurance.
Yes, there is. There is.
So now it's comprehensive insurance they're doing.
In place of
That other type before.
Okay.
That's why I said before now. But now from last year, no. You can't even touch insurance.
All right. I think the system is improving
Yeah.
now. So let's
Don't touch
give a
insurance.
kudos to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the criteria to be considered before insurance companies step in if anything happens to someone's goods? Like I earlier asked, in a situation whereby your goods got sunk in the sea. So what are the criteria the insurance company look out for first before they intervene in such a situation?
I'm not an insurance person.
I was about teasing him to say if you're going to change your career path now.
But what I know, you just write them.
Okay.
You write them informing them what happened. Then they will take it up from there. They will either go to the site, the scene, find
Run
out.
the investigation.
Because you know them, they always find a way to cut costs.
Minimize the expenditure.
Yes. So if it's something that they can help or they cannot help, they will just come back and just pay your money. For instance, like you tell them it's sank offshore, they will just go to the shipping company to confirm if there was any accident like that, really. You can even go online to check it on that vessel. Google that vessel, it will show you where it is.
Instead of the first.
If it's true, they will just come and pay your money straight.
Okay, so wonderful viewers, my subscribers, my followers. Today we've had a very lengthy and educative talk with our experts in business, Mr. DODO and our wonderful guest, Mr. IYALLA.
Yeah, I'm always on this show. So.
Yes, he's always here. When you see him, he's here for business and marriage or
And relationship.
Marriage.
When you see me here too, you know, marriage, relationship,
Everything.
business, everything.
Because we know everything.
So guys, thank you so much for staying with us, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles, subscribe, comment please, so we know that you're actually following us. And Mr. Dodo, do you have any special shout outs?
I'm just impressed that I never knew this type of thing was going on.
Oh, really?
I'm impressed that it's coming up, and it's an eye opener for a lot of people, I believe.
Yeah.
So I pray that a lot of people will subscribe and learn. I believe this happens every day, I believe.
Yes,
Yes,
I've
sir.
heard.
So I'm sure they will learn different aspects of life daily.
Okay.
So keep it up.
All right, thank you. Sir.
All right.
We also want to give you an opportunity to talk about your business.
Yeah, my company is Gampial Nigeria Limited.
Gam what?
Gampial Nigeria Limited.
Okay.
We've been in this business for at least 20 years now.
Yeah, it's evident. It's evident from the conversation.
At least 20 years now. So God is helping us. And we are into clearing and forwarding.
Wow.
We're also into shipping, into warehousing.
Wow.
We can also pick up for you
Okay, pick up from Nigeria.
from anywhere.
Anyway,
Pick up and just drop in your doorstep. That's
Really?
what we call door to door.
door to door.
Yeah. Pick up from where you want it and bring it here. We're also into exports
Okay, so you can actually still move from here and deliver door to door
anywhere. Anywhere we have all those
at
contacts.
a very good rate, right?
The rate is very, we can always talk about rates. The rate is not a
Friendly.
problem.
The
Yeah.
rate is friendly.
Yeah. Can always talk about it.
It's a privilege having honorable men like you who have,
Great.
yes,
Our studio.
who have had very great impact in their business space. Well, for me, as a shout out to all business people who are striving in one way or the other and doing business legitimately. We continue to pray and wish that government policies, economic factors improve to help us excel in our areas of business.
All right, guys. So thank you very much. I still remain your wonderful host, Mimi for short, Miriam. All right, catch you guys. Bye.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.